Welcome to the South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Wednesday, June 10th. I'm your host, Kristen Stewart. Now that high pressure from the eastern Pacific is starting to push its way back in, the marine layer is beginning to become shallower. There still remain some low clouds across the coastal plains from LA County and southward from an eddy circulation, but most areas are clear this morning. It looks like the June gloom pattern is on its way out and more summer-like weather is on its way in, with much warmer temperatures and a very limited cloud cover. With high pressure rebuilding back over the western U.S., temperatures over the next couple days are expected to rise quite sharply. By Thursday, highs will be at least 10 to 15 degrees above seasonal averages in many areas, with 90s common across the valleys, except 100 to 103 in the San Joaquin Valley, 70s and 80s closer to the coast, and at least 110 for the low desert. With little change in the overall pattern, temperatures will remain mostly steady heading into the weekend and early next week. The marine layer will remain on the shallow side through early next week, with low clouds and fog limited to the coastal plains at best. Humidity will remain quite low away from the marine influence, with minimums as low as 8 to 20% across the interior, lowest across the deserts. Lower humidities will also expand into the inland coastal plains, preventing much in the way of any marine relief for the coastal populations. With high pressure in control, dry weather is expected to prevail for the rest of this week and into the beginning of next week. However, some model projections are still indicating the potential for slow-moving showers and thunderstorms across the mountains and deserts Friday through the weekend from an early season monsoon surge. The source of this moisture is from the remnants of a tropical cyclone that is currently over south-central Mexico that are expected to drift northward in the coming days. The exact trajectory and potency of this moisture surge is uncertain, so confidence in this potential or any details remains moderate at best. In addition, the overall large-scale weather pattern is not very conducive for a tropical moisture surge. We would like to see strong high pressure centered over the four corners that would be able to direct the tropical moisture into our region from the south to southeasterly flow aloft. The best chance for activity will be on Friday, but it should be mostly isolated to the deserts and the southern and eastern mountains since the moisture will be unable to make it far north due to the weak flow aloft. Activity is also possible over the weekend, but the moisture feed at that point will be less potent and the bulk of it will likely shift eastward into the desert southwest. The very warm and dry conditions will lead to significant decreases in live and dead fuel moistures, especially away from the coastal plains. This will lead to a gradual increase in the large fire threat, despite the lack of significant winds. We should expect to continue seeing steady initial attack activity through the period, with a daily chance for a new large fire on any well-aligned starts. There will also be an increased risk of lightning conditions if thunderstorms were to develop Friday through the weekend for the mountains and deserts. At this time, it appears that activity will not be overly widespread, and there will be enough moisture to mitigate fire spread concerns for most areas. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next webcast will be on Thursday, June 11th. Have a fantastic day.